Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of I Am LaToya Rena. If you are new here, welcome. If you've been here before, hey y'all. Today, my goal is to discuss some tutoring services options that I'm looking at for my daughter, and to just kind of give y'all some information in regards to that. So, stay tuned. So I've been debating on whether or not to tell you which learning centers that I spoke with today. I have decided not to tell you which ones, but I am going to mention to you that both of them are well-known chain tutoring services within the country. So that's all I'm going to say. The first one, well, let me back up. First off, I stopped by both of them because I was like, I'm just going to pop up. You know, that's the best way to really see what is really going on in this place. Granted, the time I went, most kids are in school still, but I went nonetheless. So I went, the first one I went to, the doors were locked. I called the number. It went to the corporate office. It was a big hoopla. Ended up having to leave a message. I was kind of turned off by it. Okay, so when I went to the second place, there was a lady and a guy there. I sat down and met with the guy and we talked, and I was grateful because I was like, well, at least somebody's physically in this building, right? So I'm talking to him. He's kind of scattered all over the place. It was kind of annoying in a way because it's, I don't know, it's almost like nobody's ever asked him for details or additional information regarding the services that they offer for students. So we were just all over the place, but fortunately I slept last night, so I was able to stay with him. But long story short, they offer tutoring services to kids K through 12. They do a lot of test prep, things like that, as well as helping them to get on grade level. Once a kid gets to grade level, you know, you can leave or you can stay as maintenance, whatever, to keep up those skills. But their goal is to get kids on grade level. It was cool because he spoke of specific students, specific kids that, you know, he could give examples about and stuff like that. But the more I talked to him, the more I realized, I don't know if this guy is an educator. And sure enough, later on, I realized, because he told me, that he's not an educator. So he was telling me, you know, oh, we'll work on this, that, and the other, but it was very surface level, and I was looking for something deeper. And in addition to that, when I asked questions about, you know, do y'all have experience with children on the spectrum, on the autism spectrum, things like that, because my daughter's on the spectrum, he really wasn't, it was yeah, but it wasn't it just wasn't convincing. It wasn't compelling. It just didn't make me feel confident that he would know how, or that they would know how to work with my child, because her needs are very different from a lot of other kids' needs. But from a basic standpoint, just basic general stuff, you know, all of the tutors are former educators or current educators. They, quote unquote, they love what they do, and all of that. They do not do one-on-one tutoring, which kind of sucks, because I'm like, well, if I'm paying somebody to tutor my child, I was hoping they would just be tutoring my child during our session, but that's not the case. They usually have about 3 kids, and they work on different things with those 3 kids. So at one point it's going to be one-on-one with my kid, and then this kid over here is doing independent learning, and this one is maybe asking a few questions but not too much, and they're just kind of rotating between these 3 kids. I can see the logic behind it, but I also feel like it's a way for them to be able to collect as much money as they can, because, you know, they're getting X amount of dollars per hour for 3 kids versus 1, but whatever. I think that's just from me having a previous marketing and business development background and just knowing that things are a little gray sometimes. But I don't know. I am gonna go on and tell y'all the cost though. That particular place, they charge $50 an hour. You have to do an assessment to figure out where your child is, where we're trying to go, and then they come up with a plan based off of that. So you don't know going in, you don't know if your kid just needs 1 hour a week or they need 10 hours a week. Yeah, it's a little problematic for me. I don't know. But you know, and then the assessment that you take is like, initially it's like $50 or something like that. So there is a financial commitment there. Now, after I left there, got all my questions answered that I could think of at that particular time, I have received a call and a voicemail from the owner of the location of the first place I went to. And so I called him back, we talked, and y'all, I feel so much better with the place that I went to first, that nobody was there, because this man was able to give me the information I needed, like specifics, like your daughter's a 3rd grader, how's her phonics, how's her fluency, how is her sight words, how are all of these different little things. Like he was breaking it down, like he knows what, you know, are oftentimes struggles for kids at this particular grade level. And so, I mean, he was hitting it right on the, I was like, all of them, like everything you just said, we need help with all of the things, sir, every last one of them. And so it was encouraging that he already kind of knew what we were going to need help with. And then when he asked me, you know, well, is your daughter high functioning, low functioning on the autism spectrum, things like that. And after discussing that a little bit, he was like, you know, his assumption is that perhaps it is challenging for her to go step by step with things. And I was like, absolutely. If there's something that requires more than one step, it stresses her out. Just like if you got a word problem, like, and it's a few lines, and then you gotta, you know what I mean? Like, seeing all of that on paper, like seeing all these things, and oh, I have to do these steps, it stresses her out. And he hit it right on the nail, that those are things that he anticipates that we would need to work with her on. He did tell me that 70 to 80% of the tutors there are former or current educators. Everyone there has to have a degree. I noticed he said has to have a degree, but he didn't say a education degree. So but it is nice to know that everybody there has a degree. He also said that the majority of those individuals that are teachers or former educators, they are from within this school system. So that's pretty cool, or have had some you know, worked to some capacity within the school system at some point in their career. So I say all that to say, y'all, that I have no idea what I'm gonna do. That particular place, the second place, they charge $65 an hour. This is a huge financial commitment, but I do feel like we have to do something. Not sure if this is what it's going to be, if this is what I'm going to do, but I'm at least exploring my options, because I cannot let my baby fall behind. So we will see what we end up deciding to do. If you like the content that I'm offering to you, make sure you hit that like button as well as that subscribe button, so that when new content pops up, you are one of the first people to see it. I will be updating you guys soon. I love you. Bye.